So I want to make mention real quick, again, like usual, there's gonna be some time we're gonna be accepting people along the way. We're gonna be kind of hoping there won't be no technical difficulties this time. Hopefully it'll be all good, set, ready to go. And in the meantime, we're gonna get set. We have an hour, so I'm gonna try to cover what I can, fast as I can, but slowly as I can, if that makes sense. Real quick here, at this time, this is gonna be taking place, as you see, HoChunk sentence structure, okay? A HoChunk sentence comes in questions, commands, statements, phrases, lead takings, that all leads to a HoChunk sentence language conversations. In the HoChunk language, there's lots of descriptions when we speak, such as positionals and locations. Below is I want to say most important formula. We always try to remember SOV. That's the most common one. What that stands for is subject, object, verb. We'll be taking care of that here soon. What that means. Want to make information in one of you. Feel free. You have my permission to cut me off. Or if you have any questions according to each slide, or however, you feel free. If you need me to cover something, I can do that for you. Without further ado, here we go on to the next slide. As you read along of each subject, on the bottom there, each all the way to the ending. I'll kind of cover it a little bit here and summarized up. Subject, it just kind of basically talks about when you're thinking of a HoChunk sentence, think of who or what you're talking about. Okay, in this preference, we could be talking about animals. There's so much animals, we have a pet. Okay. Maybe you went to the zoo, you could talk about what you seen at the zoo. You could talk about colors, clothing, body, who, what, food. There's so much in our daily lives we talk about something. Okay. Well, what about these subject terms? Okay. The cat, some colors, this shirt. Okay, we got them right there in the translation. Okay, hiske, de. Okay, I guess we kind of don't really talk about that ankle, but these are just kind of some different options. We could talk about object terms. How are we connecting our point? Naga, and someone, so on and so forth. Okay. Jean, a licorice, a candy. Then we'd have our verbs. Okay. Have our verbs. Verbs is used when describing your action. Okay. Your action, someone else's action, and verbs, what are they? They're breakdown into the 6 different verb conjugation breakdowns. Okay. What are those 6? We'll get to that here soon. Again, they just describe, your, someone else's verb, your verb, what happened. Okay, you got your verb options there. Gipin, I like the cat. You could say that. You could say you got ruch, okay, to eat. All right, so there's so much you could talk about there. Rachka, to drink, okay. I drank some water. In this preference, we think about, I like to use for an example, Yoda, water I drink. Okay. We got Hoit'e, to look. Washi, to dance. So whenever you make a HoChunk sentence, it'll be, in subject, object, verb. We got our endings. Na, shana, question mark, ne, and re. Okay. We'll get to those soon. But those are just your your few main sentence endings. Okay. I want to make mention real quick along before we go into the next slide is that na and shana talks about it already happened. Okay. It already took place. It doesn't specify that it took place yesterday. It could mean like an hour ago or a second ago, so on and so forth. And ne and re, they're commands. All right, so we'll continue on here. Okay, when to use sentence endings, okay? As you read along for each one, na, shana, question mark, ne, and they, okay? We'll start with the top one, na, okay? How that said is na. It says, this sentence, basically when the at the end of the sentence, end of the verb, that last letter, okay, that last letter, it ends in a vowel, it's gonna end in na. It ends in a vowel, it ends in na. Okay. As I take my cursor and I'm gonna point right at that E, we know, everybody knows the vowels, okay? And so obviously that's the E, so it's gonna go to na. Okay. And how do we say that? Olafka wa wajena. Okay. Ends in a na. Shana. Okay. Obviously, it's going to be the opposite of our vowels. So we got, how we say these in the alphabet. The C makes the CH sound. We got the B sound. We got the K sound. We got the X. We got the regular P sound. Okay. Shana. These are different. These could be these are different. They're going to be talking about current expressions, but mainly in other terms, okay, they're more so be talking about it already happened. So right here, this has a K, okay, it's gonna go to shana. Wa'onang shana. That's how you say that. Iron Man go wa'onang shana. Okay. Question marks. Obviously, those are all going to end in question marks or questions. Okay. I always say that in the verb conjugation breakdown, we'll get into that here soon. Second person to third person plural, they're always going to end in questions. Not always, but majority of the time. Okay. Questions. All right, here. And another thing I want to make mention real quick. Obviously, we look at that K, it doesn't end in shana. Okay, we look at the E, it doesn't end in na. So they're asking a question. Pejega wash u shanak. Hope I didn't say that too fast. I'll slow it down. Pejega wash u shanak. Okay, that's asking a question. Pejega wash unaje. Whenever you hear someone asking a question and their voice raises up, obviously it's going to come natural for me. Pejega wash ushanang. Pejega wash unaje. We know what someone's asking the question when the voice is being raised up. Real quick here, as I said before, these are commands. When we look back or we think back on the verb, a good example, okay? Everybody knows, it says rusha, okay? Everybody knows naji, okay? Everybody knows that term, najine. And we all know that means stand up, okay? But my point in this perspective here, najine, it ends in an I, najin, and then it's going to go to ne because of that. That last letter ends in an I, najine. Another example we want to use is think about is minung, okay? Everybody knows minungre. Again, it ends in a K. Minunk. So it's gonna end in an A. Minungre. Any questions so far on sentence structure and its endings? I like to check on my students. Are we good so far? I know a lot of people could be multitasking and listening in. All right, I'm going to take that as we are good to go. So we'll continue on. Okay. Like I said, we're probably wondering what is a conjugation breakdown or a verb conjugation breakdown. Well, this is where the verb and the ending of this HoChunk sentence, subject, object, verb. Here it is right here, action of yourself or someone. Okay. Right here, if you see my cursor, my arrow, my shoe right here, this is where you're gonna see a lot of verbs take place, and where they're gonna express themselves. Okay. Since everybody knows naji, I don't know if you guys notice or know maybe, but naji is actually a verb. So naji, the top of it will go right here. First person, if I were to say I stand, okay, that'd be a long A, naji, okay, naji. First person plural, this is what we call a first person plural. We stand. We say najiwi, okay? And obviously it's already there, so we say najiwi. And then second person, we say naji, okay? Naji, second person. You stand or did you stand? And then second person plural, you know, basically, you know, whatever word is said right here or spelled, it's just basically over here again. Same thing right here, it's over here again, but you got we. Na-na-ji we. Na-na-ji we. Na-na-ji we. Okay. Third person, okay, that's always talking about he or she. You could say, for an example, everybody's kind of got the HoChunk names here. I'll use my name, Tani. Okay. Sometimes you could just say Taniga Najina. Okay. Again, the way it took place. Taniga Najina. All right. Tani stood. Okay. Sometimes you hear people say Najina. You know, he stood, he or she stood, or it stood. That's how that's said or taking place. Last but not least, third person plural. Naji hide. Naji hide. Okay. And that one is said they stood. Okay. Naji hide na. A lot of times you hear eminent speakers, they'll say najide. Najide. That H right there, that's always silent. Always silent. You won't hear it. Maybe you'll hear beginning speakers. Maybe they'll say Naji Hidena. But majority of the time, as people progress, it just ends up being silent or combined with that, you know, the original heading verb, Najide. Any questions with that portion so far of the class? No, maybe so. All right. Real quick, you know, as I said before, questions. Okay, questions. They are mainly used second person all the way to third person plural. Okay. You can ask naji, okay. Did you stand? Naji. Did you stand? All right. Another one is you can over here say na najimi, did you all stand? So on and so forth. You can say naji, did he stand? And last but not least over here, najire, did they stand? Okay. All right. Any confusion? Are we good? I want to check on everybody. All right, let's be. We are good to go. On the next slide, IP. All right. This is you're probably wondering. Everybody knows Jagu. You're probably wondering, where does Jagu go? Well, here it is. This is very important, and this is really important. You know, these are we kind of call these our 6 main question starters, as it's set up here. When using a 6 main question starters, this preference of a HoChunk language speaking when asking a question is always used with every verb conjugation breakdown. As you continue reading there, as I said before, 2nd person, 3rd person, plural. Okay. So we got the first one. We got approximately 1. All right. Geese honey. How do we say that first one right there? How do we say who in HoChunk?
Pejega.
Pejega. Usually, I get notified. Can you guys hear me now? You guys hear me?
Pejega.
All right. Hi, Pejega. I'm gonna go back there. Everybody knows what in HoChunk. Everybody knows what. We'll kind of skip that one. See snow. How do we say when in HoChunk? And it's okay, you know, if sometimes a lot of people could be shy in the first try, and we're all here to help each other. All right.
I see snow. Johnny.
Yes, Johnny. Yep, correct. Type B. Yep. All right. How do we say where near money?
Hachinja.
Yes, correct. Hachinja. Oh, you guys are really good. All right. How do we say why in HoChunk language? Imite, Chui. How do you say why in HoChunk?
Jagu.
Yes, correct.
Jagu.
Jagu. Yep. You got your long A there. Jagu. Like that. Jagu. Last but not least, Hirukana, how do we say it? How?
Jaske.
Correct. Jaske. All right. And these right here, as it said, as it looks, they take place, or they're placed right in front of the verb, or more so, right in front of subject, object, verb. Okay. As you see this one right here, this one is what? Wadach. Okay. Obviously, you know, we're not gonna say Pejega Wadach. We're not gonna say that. You know, we look at what. That's the most common one. Okay. If you puzzle together Jagu Wadach, who could tell me what that means? Anybody? We'll give you the floor.
What?
Jagu Wadach. What does that translate to?
What did you eat?
Correct. It translates to what did you eat? Or you can even say, you can even just say Wadach, did you eat? Okay. Here's another common one. Giska money. How do we what is the translation of when we puzzle Jajane and Wadach together. How do we say that? And what does that translate to?
Janane Wadach. When did you eat?
Correct. Yes. Yep. When did you eat? And as we keep going, another common one. We'll try Niamane. When we pause it together, where did you eat? How do we say that? The HoChunk and the second person there. How do we say that?
Hachinja wara.
Correct. Yes. Hachinja Wadach. And what does that translate to?
Where did you eat?
Yep. Correct. Yep. Where did you eat? And those are your, we got your, your first, middle, forward that you can use, and we can have any second person, so on and so forth, and any verb. All right. Second person, all the third person, plural. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Sounds to be that we are good to go. Anybody? One's going twice. All right. Hey, go, Kira. That is all. Are we gonna go to a different one? All right, we're gonna keep going here, and like I said, as we kind of continue on, I could, like I said, I could sit here all day. We could, discuss language after language, and that was just more so of a quick review of last time we talked. We had class, and we would continue to sit with this. As we kind of keep going, there's, I always kind of figure that HoChunk language, it's so descriptive. You could do talk about anything with the language. And each time, we take baby steps, as I said before. We take beginners, as we treat them as like infants, toddlers. Pretty soon as it progresses, instead of saying dad, we should be saying Jaji. But and hopefully that'll be a miracle, and without further ado, here we got right here, unit 1.1, greetings and leave takings. We are here week 2. Again, life tends to take place, things come up, and but we try to keep going with the class. It's gonna happen, and here we go. In this objectives of unit here, students will recognize greetings and leave takings. All right. Obviously, we just got done talking about subject, object, verb, and how to use question starters. This time here, we're gonna talk about time. Right here, time, subject, object, verb. Okay. So without further ado, we'll get to it. Greetings, leave takings, so on and so forth, sitting and standing positionals. Okay, this is a good one. HoChunk times of day. As we're looking at the computer screen, and we're looking over here on the left side, we have Hoit'e. Can you guys say that? Say Hoit'e.
Hoit'e.
Yeah, we got Hop. Hop means day, and we got Hede, time of day. Obviously, our days start with our morning. So how do we say morning? We'll start with see snow. All right, we'll go to Giskamari. How do you say morning?
Heine.
Yes, perfect. Heine. How do we say noon? Niamani.
위라로 차제.
Yes, scan. We got the nasal in there, but you can barely see it. The nasal's in there. Wirado chanje. Okay. That one there is talking about right when the sun is direct above, right there, right up straight. Rochan. Okay. J is talking about it is, or the way it is, it's straight above. Afternoon. How do we say that? Hirokana. How do we say afternoon?
위라로차제 하이카.
Yes. Again, we know what noon is, and then we got HoChunk, that means after. Okay. HoChunk, that means evening. We got Ha-He. Okay, you got your long nasal there. Ha-He. Night. And we got midnight. Okay. Obviously, we know what night is. Like they're saying it just now. We got Ha-He Kisak. Okay, Kisak means half. Of course, midnight, we got the word mid in there, so kind of just explains it for itself. Ha-He Kisak. After midnight, Ha-He Kisak Hai-Kha. Okay, after midnight. All right, we keep going over here. Look over to the right side. Gi or Hamp Gi, future tense of day. Okay. We got Hamp Day and then Gi is talking about more so the future tense of the time in this perspective. All right. Want to throw that out there. A lot of times people hear of, Gajaneki, that's talking about when in the future. All right. All right, we got Heineki. Heineki. Okay, that means tomorrow. You kind of add them together. Heineki, tomorrow, or the coming day, coming morning. In that perspective, it takes place. Wirado chanjegi, or you'll hear people say Wirado changi at noon. Okay, that's what that talks about, at noon. So this preference, it also talks about at this time or this, so on and so forth. You got this. All right. So we got HoChunk, or we got Wirado chanje haisangi this afternoon. HoChunk this evening. Ha-Hegi tonight. Ha-He Kisaki at midnight. Ha-He Kisak Haikagi. All right, after midnight. Okay, any questions? Anything that needs to be resaid? Sounds like we're good to go. All right, without further ado, HoChunk greetings. Everybody knows, we say man to man or aho. Okay, aho. Female to female, we say ha. You got your nasal A there, ha. Kind of more so one, kind of want to just walk around. All right, here's the ones, HoChunk greetings. We all know this one. This word I heard wasn't really a word until probably just a few years ago, maybe past 20 years, maybe 30. Heinepi. Kind of seemed like be one of those compound made up words. Heinepi. People are heard, you should just say Hinikadagi. Okay. I know there are probably other greetings that was probably said, but Heinepi. Okay. I'm glad to see you. We say Hani Chara Haipi. Okay. Hani Chara Haipi. Singular. All right, we got Hinikadagi. Hinikadagi. All right, we got here, good afternoon. We say, Wirado chanje hai kapi. Okay. As I said earlier, when you first started the class, I said at the beginning, Wirado chanje hai kapi nikadagi. You could say that. Good evening. We say HoChunk pi. Okay, we got pi is good. Ha-He pi. You see that? good night. Oh, hey P. Sometimes you only have to say, hini karaki, it's already there. Good night. Oh, hey P. Okay. Sometimes you only have to say hini karaki after good evening. You say HoChunk P. Good evening. Okay, leave takings. Okay. This one here is set to 1. Okay, as you see the picture over here, we got the saying one person. We say honey chuck, honey chuck J, and we kind of break it down slowly. Honey chuck J. All right. I'll see you. All right. We got the same word repeated on the bottom, and then we have again. All right, you see again. How do we say again? Anybody, you can tell me. All right. How do we say again?
Jige.
Oh, es que no. So we say that together. Jige, honey chuck J. Jige, honey chuck J. And it just becomes natural after a while. Honey chuck J. Jige, honey chuck J. All right, we look at the plural side. And there's a lot of ways we have leave taking. Sometimes people they say different things. You'll catch that along the way. You'll ask how it is or what is that. But these are just a lot of common ones people would tend to use. Baby steps, maybe if you want to look at it. I'll see you. Okay, plural side. Honey chuck chawi. Honey chuck chawi. And then I'll see you all again. As we look at this said, we just have a we on the end. Shige, honey chuck chawi. Shige, honey chuck chawi. Again, you'll hear people say different preferences like Rash uni hawiache or Mascha uni hache, so on and so forth. That just kind of means taking place, like wishing you well, wishing you strength. Sometimes you'll hear people just say nishke, like you also. That's what that translates to. And those are just like quick things you could say to people what you'll hear. Any questions, concerns, anything you want me to re-talk about? You can let me know if we are good. All right. Looks to be we are good, and we're going to continue on. All right, so right here, what we got. In a HoChunk sentence, time will go first before subject, object, verb. Okay. You're probably wondering what that was at the beginning. We got TSOB. Okay. As you see right here in this preference, we got time, verb and ending. A lot of times you'll see time, maybe for an example, I ate, or you could say like, I ate this morning. Haini day, okay, that means this morning. Haini day. All right. Haini day wahachana, okay. But in his preference, we got Haini P. You look down a couple of slides back. Good morning. And then we got Hini Karagi. Who can tell me, is this plural or is this singular? This first one. That's a good question. Is this plural or is it singular?
Singular.
Correct. It's the singular. Hainipi, hinikaragi. And again, along with this one here, you could say, hochanapi, hinikaragi. I greet you good evening, so on and so forth. All right. Next one, we got hainigi, hanichakche. Okay. Again, is this singular or is this plural? As you see, all of them, they're singular. They don't have a we, honey, chuck, chow, we. One thing that wasn't mentioned in here is that, yes, singular. Oh. And one thing that you will see is these, when it's plural, that E will change into an A. Okay. If I say, you know, I'll see you all tomorrow. Honey, chuck, chow, we. Okay. I'll see you this evening. I'll see you this evening. We got first of all, HoChunki. Correct myself there. HoChunki, honey, chuck, jay. All right. Is this good here? Any questions? Are we good? Let me know. Heske no. Looks to be we are good. Okay, we got our different question standing and sitting positionals. We got the first one, Johnny Scared. Okay, Johnny Scared. How are you? Okay, we got Raje. We puzzle those together. That one says, how are you? Said to one. Okay. Just the Johnny Scared itself, you'll hear people say Johnny Scared. Sometimes they wouldn't even say, how are you? Or, you know, they would just say Johnny Scared. Sometimes, you know, people will say Johnny Scared Raje, the, you know, the full on ending, you know, and, you know, we, as speakers, you know, beginner speakers, they will already understand, you know, what you're saying, Johnny Scared. Sometimes we'll just already know what position you're in. But in this preference, you know, like I said, HoChunk so descriptive, there's more than one way to say something. So we got Johnny's kid idea that said to one standing, we ask someone. We say said to more than one, we say Johnny's kid hada jawi, our standing side, okay? That could mean a group of people, you know, two people you're asking that to. All right. Then we got our sitting. Okay, again, it's the same thing, you know, you hear someone to say Johnny's kid to you. Obviously, they know you play, they're probably talking to you. Johnny's kid Shanak. Johnny's kid Shanak we. And greetings, leave taking. So again, as you read on the bottom, that's just kind of pretty much, it just talks about the differentialities between each one. Okay, this is just a quick touch up as I just talked about, you know, differentialities what we just discussed. I think with the people on here, we kind of know what the difference is. You know, you got the picture over here. Obviously, they're sitting. We say Johnny's kid, Shanuk. You know, and there's a lot of different replies. Sometimes these people, they just end up saying P. Okay. Johnny's kid, Hashanak we. You know, if you got one person asking them, you could ask them too. You got Johnny's kid, Ajay. Obviously, he's asking one person, or she could be asking him. So on and so forth over here. All right, here's some different responses you could say. First one here, we say he pinuk shana. Okay, I'll say it a little bit slower. He p. Then a nasal a. Nunk shana. I am good. Again, if anybody were to ask me how I'm doing, you know, I'm currently, you know, I'm talking about currently right now. He p nunk shana. If I was standing, okay, if I was standing, you know, I'd say he p ajena. A lot of times, speakers, they'll combine it. They say he p aj. Okay, I'm doing good. Again, there's your nishke. You're also another one here. Next one, we have I've been busy. I'll slow that down. We say hoisha hani hena. Okay. Hoisha hani hena. I've been busy. Okay. I'm sleepy. Hishtuana. Okay. Hishtuana. Next one, I'm taking it easy. Haizo Hanihena. I'm taking it easy. Last but not least, we got Nanchke P Hanihena. I've been happy. Okay. Any questions with these so far? Let's be, we are good. I think, I believe we could probably, kind of bypass this. You know, it's kind of just a repeat of the, last two questions, where you have a speaking session. And, so again, if, I know there's current, employees of the program that's on here. But at the same time, there's going to be people who look back at this recording, so I kind of have to break it down. So with those, this one here, you can practice at home with somebody, even with your family or your friends, and you can ask your children, grandchildren, family. Johnny's gay, even if you don't even have to go by the position on time, maybe they get older, whoever you're talking to. Johnny's case sometimes is almost good enough to be good enough to as a question starter. Johnny's kid, Ajay, how are you? And then you got your different replies on it. Just depends on what your position is. Okay. You can teach your kids, children, family to say Hishtuan, I'm sleepy. Or you could just say Nachkepi, happy. Okay. Same thing, Nishke, John Nishke, Ajay. Okay, how are you? And this means, and you also, how are you? Like that. Okay. So those are just some, this is just a quick speaking session you can practice at home or anywhere. You can even just say this to anybody in, within your home, your village. Again, same repetitive one as the standing, but this is just the sitting, okay? So instead of Ajay, we say Shanak. Daniske Shanak. How are you? Same thing. You just have your peer or your partner sitting down. Practice at home. There's one the sitting. Okay. Same thing. Nishke Janiske Shanak. It's okay to repeat that. You're practicing. Okay. Use it at home. All right. Jagon Kita. That one is a pretty simple one. 1144. Looks to be we are good. I know there's going to be a lot of people who could probably be looking back on this recording, understanding it, and real quick, if you have any questions on anything, I'll be more than happy to go over each one. Where our office is located. You can call us, let us know. Other than that, but this is Jagon Kita. That is all. And why am All right. Es que no.